So how important do you think it is for this case, how important do you think this case is for the future of gun rights in America?
Well, I think it's important for a couple reasons. One is we have 8 states, including New York and California, places where the media is located, are going to see that a lot of their fears about people being able to go and carry concealed handguns aren't justified. In those 8 states, only about 1% of the adult population has a concealed carry permit. Compare that to the other 42 states where about 11% of the adult population has a concealed carry permit. And that's not even counting the fact half of those states are constitutional carry where you don't even need to have a permit to be able to go and carry. But I think it's more than that. I think also it will hopefully clarify the existing precedent with regard to gun control laws generally. In both the Heller and the McDonald decisions, the Supreme Court said, look, the Second Amendment's clear. People have a right to be able to go and have a gun in their home for self-defense. And that's what it involved. But what's happened in the decade after that is that a lot of courts have brought in what they call balancing tests, where they go and say, well, do they have a good reason for having the types of restrictions that they have or not? And they've often had very low standards for justifying the different restrictions. If a state or a local government can make some type of public safety type claim with regard to the gun control, there are a lot of courts around the country where Democratic judges have accepted those types of claims. If you go and read New York's case in this particular instance, most of their arguments are also based on public safety. And hopefully, at the very least, the court will put a high bar that they'll have to meet there, because more than just saying we believe that this will make people safer. I mean, personally, I think the opposite's true, and hopefully the court will clarify those issues.
Hopefully so, because I've asked around. I've had, for example, on people from the organization, the gun rights organizations that actually these 2 men who helped to bring this case were affiliated with, and they want to know what is the proper cause, what exactly is it in New York, and because they can't really give them a straight answer. I mean, because the 2 men at the center of this case, I mean, where the state's telling them that their Second Amendment rights end at their front door, these are people who are involved with Second Amendment gun rights groups. These are people who have special training. These are people who also were citing rising crime in their neighborhood, and still the powers that be in New York said that's not special enough, or you need to be able to get the proper cause permit, able to conceal carry around. And so it seems to me that it's a lot of just bureaucratic red tape, do you think, to just squash our rights?
Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of arbitrariness, as you're pointing out. Different judges in the same county will make very different decisions on whether somebody has a good reason to be able to go and protect themselves or their families. But beyond that is just the discriminatory nature of these rules. I was able to go and look at the names of all the concealed carry permit holders in Los Angeles County a few years ago. And you only have about 300 permit holders out of an adult population of about 8 million. But it's worse than that, because only 7% of the permit holders are women, only 5% are black. You compare that nationally, and about 30% of permit holders are women, and about 13% are black. And so in order to get a concealed carry permit in these places where you have discretion, it's run by Democrats in all these places, and they claim that they care about women and minorities. But the types of people that they give permits to are overwhelmingly wealthy, very politically connected, usually white males. It's fine that those individuals are able to go and get protection. But if my research convinces me of anything, it's the most vulnerable people in our society who benefit the most from being able to have guns. The people who are most likely victims of violent crime, poor blacks who live in high crime urban areas. Those are not the people who get permits at all when you have these types of discretionary systems that are there. They're, simply saying that you live in a very dangerous neighborhood isn't enough to be able to go and have the option to be able to go and protect yourself and your family in those situations. maybe women in Los Angeles County just aren't victims of violent crime, aren't being stalked compared to women in the rest of the country. But that doesn't seem very credible to me. It just seems like the people who are making the decisions on whether somebody has, quote, a good reason for being able to go and defend themselves, they're just not viewed as having as good of reasons as politically connected individuals are.
All great points there, John. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.